Okay, I think we'll get underway. We'll start with the media section. Just hand over to yourselves.
Gregor, can't do this was coming. Why Fraser Brown ahead of Stuart McInally?
Yeah, we believe for this game and for the way that Fraser's been playing, the balance of Fraser starting and Stuart coming off the bench is the right one for a number of tactical reasons, and also to reward Fraser's really good form in the last 3 games.
Gregor, the Japan coach today has characterised this game as a team in Japan going out to achieve something special against a team in Scotland that's hoping to avoid a potential embarrassment. Is that a fair reflection of this game?
No, this is a game that I think a lot of people are looking forward to. We've talked about it as one of those rare occasions where you get to play in a game which is a straight shootout for the quarterfinals, obviously with the proviso that we score more than 7 points in Japan against the whole nation, against a team that's playing really well. So it's a game you dream to be involved in. Regarding Jamie Joseph's comments, I did see them. So on one hand he said it's no fluke, we're at the top, but then he said it's an embarrassment if we were to lose to the team that is at the top of the pool currently. So we know it wouldn't be an embarrassment to lose. Japan are an excellent side and we'll have to play very well to win.
Gregor, do those comments from Jimmy Joseph annoy you?
No, I had a good laugh. And you may know that coaches use press conferences to put messages out and to get a response from other coaches. So sometimes you don't get to do your press conference after the opposition, but it was good to see.
Just if you could elaborate on why Fraser over Stuart. Stuart's struggling a little bit for produce his best stuff maybe at this World Cup.
Yeah, he's not at his best form. He was much better in the Samoa game compared to the Ireland game. There was a number of players didn't perform well in the Ireland game. Fraser has been excellent as soon as he's came back from injury, playing open side for the majority of that Ireland game, coming on at hooker against Samoa and playing 30 minutes, when was that, 2 nights ago, against Russia. We've seen Stuart improving in training and improving in the 2 games he played, so we believe he can have a real impact in the second half.
Do you support a possible legal action in case of cancelled game?
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
Do you support a possible legal action in case of
Legal action, sorry.
cancelled game?
Okay, I'm of the belief that the game will go ahead. We obviously have to get through tomorrow and the weather that's coming into this area tomorrow, but I've seen the weather for Sunday. It looks very good. I've seen how this country responds to big weather events and other natural disasters, and I'm sure that within 24 hours we'll be playing a game of rugby.
NHK の山本です。日本語で失礼します。メンバーが、12人入れ替えたということで、前回ロシア戦で温存したメンバーが戻ってきましたけど、改めて海外に期待することを教えてください。
Yes, well, we've had to manage our resources over the last few days. So all of our squad have played in our last 2 games against Samoa and Russia. They were much better performances. Some players have pushed hard to be involved in this game over those 2 games. And there was a number of players that didn't get the opportunity to play against Russia because we had an eye on them starting this game or being involved in this game. So we know we have to use our squad depth to have a 3 or 4 day turnaround. It's very rare in rugby these days to do it with such an important game as the second game. We know that we need as many fresh bodies as possible to play our best rugby.
And Gregor, Sean Maitland hasn't made it, and there's also a couple of changes on the bench. Peter Horn comes in, and Blair Kinghorn comes in as well. Could you talk us through your thinking on all of those, and how is Sean?
Sean's moving much better today. So he knew and we knew that he had to train fully yesterday. Train fully today, but for us to get an indication if he trained fully today, we needed to see close to full training yesterday. So he's probably around 80%. He had a groin injury following the Samoa game. It's a 1 to 2 week injury. We hoped it would be 1 week. It's just going to take a few more days, and we hope he's available for our next game. Regarding the changes on the bench, Duncan Taylor has been a player who's been involved in the first 3 games and played 80 minutes on Wednesday night. He is in much better shape. Between the Georgia home game and our Ireland game, he took a while to get over his Achilles and calf strains that he picked up in that game. And we believe just the turnaround that we have, that he might not be in the best condition for Sunday's game. And also on the other hand, Peter Horn played really well. His effort was outstanding. He carried the ball well, he defended well. And with him on the bench, that gives us cover in the midfield, including 10, which allows us to bring a back 3 player onto the bench. And Blair could have been involved in the Ireland game, but he'd been ruled out with a head injury. He played very well against Georgia at home. I thought he had an excellent game on Wednesday night, so he's someone that can make a real impact off the bench.
Gregor, there's a lot of similarities between the two teams in terms of the ideals of playing a high tempo game. Is it going to come down to who does that better, or do you look to maybe change things slightly in how you go about beating Japan?
I think that there's a lot of aspects to a game of rugby. Playing at high tempo and generating quick ball is just one aspect, and I'd say Japan are one of the best teams in the world to do that. They do things at the ruck that creates quick ball, not always legal, but we know that they have a very effective way of getting quick ball there. They've improved other aspects of the game too. I think defensively they are very solid if you bring runners off 9 or bring runners off 10. And they hit hard with double tackles. So they're a team that either side of the ball can be really effective. Their set piece is also excellent. The scrum has improved and their line-out percentage is up there with the best. So a game of rugby is not just on what you do when you have the ball and the speed of ball that you create. It's about how you manage a game, how you defend, and how you keep teams under pressure through your set piece and through your kicking. But obviously in terms of generating quick ball, it's nice to be compared to them because they're very good.
So this will be the last question for immediate use for Gregor's press conference.
Gregor, please, could you elaborate on how's the captain's run going to look like tomorrow? Are you going to train in the ballroom, or what's going to happen?
Well, we won't be going outside, that's for sure. So we will take advice, the very wise advice to stay indoors, and we will have meetings. We may do a walkthrough, or we may move, have some movement. The forwards always want to do a line-up walkthrough whenever they can fit it in. So I'm sure there'll be one of those tomorrow. But it's just something you have to adapt and deal with. We've had one training session between our last game and the game on Sunday, and the good news was it went really well. And we also built a lot of the work that we want to do going into Japan before we played Russia. And for a number of players that are playing for us on Sunday, where they got 20-30 minutes, we saw that as the equivalent of a hard training session as well that we'd have taking place on a Tuesday or Wednesday in match week. So where we are is a position which we knew we have some challenges, but we've adapted well, and the players will be in a very good place physically for this game.
Okay, let's move on to our 6 a.m.